Let's talk about the triple-double. As far as objective stats goes, it's pretty meaningless. The number 10 is totally arbitrary, so using it as an all-or-nothing benchmark doesn't actually prove anything. The difference between 9 rebounds and 10 rebounds isn't worthy of a whole achievement, the only difference is 1 rebound. But objectivity is dumb, and meaningless accomplishments are fun. So, again, let's talk about triple-doubles. One of the weird things about triple-doubles is that while a lot of them are recorded by the players you'd expect, dominating high-usage players like Russell Westbrook or James Harden, a lot of triple-doubles are recorded by these weird Swiss Army utility weirdos who just have a knack for it. Take Draymond Green, whose 24 career triple-doubles rank 20th all-time, and who recorded the only ever triple-double without the points, when he recorded 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 10 steals, and only 4 points against the Grizzlies in 2017. Or take Elfrid Payton, who in only 5 years has 17 career triple-doubles, which is good for 31st all-time, tied with Bill Russell and Scottie Pippen. And then there are very talented players who fall into neither of these categories, who aren't high usage enough and who aren't the weirdos who specialize in them. So when these kinds of players get a triple-double, despite the stat being meaningless, it's pretty special. Which brings us to Ricky Davis. Ricky Davis entered the league in 1998. After 2 seasons with the Hornets seeing minimal court time, he got traded to the Heat but sat out the majority of his 3rd season with knee and ankle injuries. Really, the only thing Ricky had to show for his first 3 years in the league was an invite to the 2000 Slam Dunk Contest, which he only got because Anton Jameson, the original invite, got injured. And regardless, he got completely overshadowed by Vince Carter's all-time performance, even though Ricky did throw down this pretty nice reverse between the legs dunk. His 4th year, Ricky got traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers, where he finally got some playing time, getting 6th-man wing minutes behind Wesley Person and Lamont Murray, and even cracking the starting lineup a couple times near the end of the season. By this point, Ricky already had a reputation of being a selfish player and little more than a dunker, but he finally showed some promise of a possible future star. So much so that by the end of the season, he got a 6-year, $34 million offer sheet from the Minnesota Timberwolves. This was great for Ricky. After 4 dull years, he had the chance to play with Kevin Garnett on a playoff team. So Ricky had his agent Dan Fegan plant some seeds to the Cavs that they should not match the offer sheet. So Fegan subtly told the Cavs, "Hey, Ricky wants to play with the Wolves. Do not match the offer sheet. You would be making a mistake signing Ricky to a long-term deal." And so the Cavs matched the offer sheet, signing Ricky to a long-term deal. So that offseason, the Cavs commit to team building around Ricky Davis by trading away their top 3 scorers and in return getting, Darius Miles. Now, was this a blatant tank job in order to get the best chances at drafting the transcendent generational talent who would be available the next draft, and who also happened to be right next door in Akron? Gordon Gund, the Cavs owner at the time, said no. Conventional wisdom says, dude, come on. But Ricky Davis, as agitated as he was to still be in Cleveland, was finally the number 1 option with a contract to prove it. He had the chance to put the team on his back and carry them as far as he could. With the ball in his hands and nothing to lose, could Ricky take advantage of this situation and put up some monster numbers? Well, no. After a 2-2 start, the 2002 Cavs saw a 15-game losing streak, although Ricky only played in 12.5 of those losses. Coach John Lucas suspended him for 2 games for yelling at teammate Tyrone Hill during a game, and he sat him out for the second half of a loss to the Pacers for yelling at teammate Bimbo Coles. Suffice it to say, Ricky did not step up as the locker room leader for the Cavs, and while he dropped some respectable stats that season with 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists a game, leading the team in points and assists, it was actually Zydrunas Ilgauskas who stole the spotlight, leading the team in usage rate and getting selected to the All-Star game instead of Ricky. The good news for Ricky was that his feud with Coach Lucas would come to an end after Lucas got fired halfway through the season and Keith Smart was hired to just kind of kill time until the Cavs could draft LeBron. So by this point, you can assume that Ricky knows what the situation is. He's on a team that has no intention of winning. He's already locked into a lucrative contract, so he's not playing for money. He's in basketball purgatory. He has nothing to play for. Until March 16th, 2003, it's a matinee game in Ohio. The Cavs are 11-53, 9 games behind the next worst team in the East. They have 18 games left before this nightmare of a season is over and LeBron saves their team. Their opponent is the Utah Jazz, currently 7th in the West in what will be their last season with John Stockton and Karl Malone. Now, these guys are surefire Hall of Famers, but going back to triple-doubles, to show you just how hard it is for some players to get them, let's look at Stockton and Malone. Both of these guys averaged a double-double for their entire careers, Stockton with points and assists and Malone with points and rebounds. But Karl Malone only recorded 4 triple-doubles his entire career because John Stockton got all the assists. John Stockton only recorded 1 triple-double his whole career because Malone got all the rebounds. In fact, the best triple-doubler on this Jazz team is actually backup point guard and future teller of Mama Where That Man Goes, Mark Jackson, who finished his career with 18. Now, is Mark Jackson a better point guard than John Stockton? No. Again, this stat means nothing. But anyway, John Stockton at this point is 10 days away from turning 40, but surely this competitive Jazz team should just stomp all over the tanking Ilgauskas and friends, right? Wrong. The Cavs dominate in a total team effort. Jermaine Jones and Chris Mim drop 23 and 19 off the bench respectively. Milt Palacio drops 20 on 82% shooting, and leading the pack for the Cavs is our friend Ricky Davis, who played 43 minutes this game. His plus-minus is plus 30. With 6 seconds left to go, the Cavs are up 120 to 95, and Ricky's full stat line is 26 points, 12 assists, and 9 rebounds, and it's the Cavs' ball. All the Cavs have to do is complete the inbound pass to the backcourt, dribble out the clock, and they win. There's no reason to shoot another shot, so Ricky will finish 1 rebound shy of his first career triple-double. Jermaine Jones inbounds the ball to Ricky. Imagine you're Ricky Davis. Your first season as an NBA starter has been terrible. You've feuded with your coach, gotten suspended for yelling at your teammates, you're getting paid to lose so you can get replaced next year by a high schooler. Nothing has gone your way. What would you do to finally win a small, meaningless victory? He only needs 1 more rebound. So he does this.
The Utah Jazz dancers since 1992. They're committed to helping you look, feel, and live better.
Yep. Ricky bounces the ball off his own team's rim and catches it, thinking this gives him his 10th rebound and his first career triple-double. It's kind of clever, right? It's just a little bit of harmless stat padding. Who cares other than Ricky? Well, Deshaun Stevenson cares. The Jazz are in a playoff picture, so this game actually does kind of mean something to them, so he doesn't care for Ricky's apathetic shenanigans. And neither does Jazz coach Jerry Sloan.
Deshaun fouled him. I would have fouled him too. I'd have knocked him on his ass.
Unfortunately for Ricky, shots on your own basket do not count as field goal attempts, so catching the ball does not count as a rebound. This is in the official NBA rulebook, but even if it wasn't, I'd like to believe they still wouldn't give it to him. They'd just rule, come on, dude, fuck off with that. Fortunately for Ricky, he got fouled on Stevenson's payback shove, so hey, 2 more points. And I can't help but wonder if he considered bricking this one off the front iron to try to get a real rebound. He must have, right? Right? He didn't. So Ricky Davis ends the game with 28 points, 12 assists, and 9 rebounds. It would have been a triple-double if the rulebook hadn't covered that loophole. Again, what's the difference between 9 rebounds and 10 rebounds? Well, if that had been the 10th rebound, then there really wouldn't be a difference. Ricky got fined an undisclosed amount for this stunt. He also earned the nickname Wrong Rim Ricky, a nickname which, despite 7 more seasons in the NBA, stuck with him. And despite all this, the 2002 season might have been the best season of Ricky's career. It was his only season averaging 20 points per game. He did go on to average 19 in a future season playing for the Celtics and, at long last, the Timberwolves. Obviously, the difference between 20 points and 19 points is insignificant, but if I had to guess, Ricky probably cared. That summer, the Cavs got lucky for once and won the lottery to draft LeBron James. Ricky's era of being the first option was over. But early that season, Ricky actually had another shot at a triple-double. In a November game against the Indiana Pacers, Ricky Davis finished with 10 assists and 12 rebounds. But with LeBron James as the Cavs' new first option, Ricky finished with only 9 points. The Cavs lost that game 91 to 90. It's only 1 point. What's the difference?